Hello my dear viewer, and today we're gonna review a new game that's called Octopath Traveler 0. I have just finished the game, unlocked all achievements, gotten my paint part to around level 97, and gotten almost all of them with several stats to 1999. I have played the other two games, Octopus 1 on Switch, Octopus 2 on the Switch and PC. I almost never buy a game twice, so I feel it needs to be said to explain how much I enjoyed Octopus 2. The characters were so vibrant, and the devs learned so much from the first game and took those lessons to make the second game into an incredible experience. But that's why it hurts so much more than I can't wholeheartedly recommend this game. The recommendation comes with some pretty big caveats, especially compared to the other two games. Generally, I didn't have a problem with the story overall. It just felt a bit unfocused to put in nicely. A tad bad plus with the amount of people in your party and no really got a chance to have as much personality when compared to one or two. And yes, I know it was a catchy game before this, but I don't really find to be an excuse they could have done better. Gameplay wise, I can say I didn't have a good time. The use of 8 characters took some getting used to, but after some experimentation I found it to be a lot more intuitive than I was expecting. Given the choice, thought I will always choose something more like Octopus 2. Maybe the next one will have all 8 people, but you get to choose their classes and abilities like the previous game. That'd be neat. Past actions are back too, but honestly I love the way each individual traveler were able to do their one thing that fit their personality and job in the previous game. They tried to do something new, and it kind of worked. I can live with that. The music was good. You can't go wrong with recycling a good portion of the Octopus 1 music, so on complaints there. And I'm glad I liked the visual music as much as I did, considering how much I had to hear it. Considering that was a 50 game slot, I expected there to be a full Unix score. I barely remember hearing the Octopath Traveler theme in the game, to which is real unfortunately the town building mechanics was pretty good, with good progression impact that it felt actually good to complete. I complained about the overall story before, but the story about rebuilding the town and learning about the people who lived there and what they lost actually hit me pretty hard. Seeing that peak at the end of this how happy Stia looked actually made me tear up. This review is a bit scattershot. TLDR, the story and some decisions the devs made anyone me. But overall, I would say I still had a decent time. All I ask is that the next game is to be an Octopath Traveler game, go back to 8 people, focus harder on the story, and don't do a Chronos Crocs. If you're a fan of the other tour, the Final Fantasy game, this is worth a purchase on sale. But if you're looking to start playing the Octopus game, you're in a far better hands with one and even better hands with two. Just beat it, so give some thought with no spoilers. If you go and sought both Octopus 1 and Octopus 2, did nice and enjoy both of them immensely. This is one of my favorite games in the last few years. I went into this game completely blind. I didn't see a trailer for it. Is wanted to be surprised. The beginning of this one was a bit raw around the edge story-wise compared to Octopus 1 and 2. The overall voice performance were a step down. But there is still some expectationally stand out. There are some clean, villain story arc, but there are also some really excellent one as well. This game seems a lot of give and take. I think as you go along, the game does pick up a bit. I enjoy this very dark and forbidden subject that OT. It's not the devs from time to time is a refreshing change of pace. I agree with Other and the soundtrack and in general the amount of assets being reused. Some of the graphics are really judging to look. I paid 50 for this game and already paid for Octopus 1 and Octopus 2 and both soundtrack. The fact that so many assets are reused and majority of the musical tracks are also game. The new tracks are great, but I really wish the entire soundtrack was new or at least different rendition, late mood fits of exciting tracks. I did not have any of the audio issues people have been voicing. The town building is decent, a bit undercooked and limited in some way, but you can still make a pretty nice base and it can supply you with a lot of things you need. I think it's a neat idea, but needs some good refinement if it's used in the future. Characters there are far too many of them, and most of them are kind of throwaway. I think Octopus 2 and 1 did the best with the 8 character. I forgot who quite a few were by the end of the game. The focus needs to be more on quality, not quantity. More customers will be nice too. Thank you for watching, guys. Goodbye.